As we begin the process for designing buildings for our future, Fanning and Howie architects have provided us with examples of what 21st century classrooms might look like in the future. This video presentation is being used to begin the conversation about what the classrooms in the Urbana City School District will look like. The recently completed visioning process for the Urbana City School District identified the most effective ways for students to learn through project-based learning, small group work and student collaboration, interdisciplinary learning, and internships. Some of the key words identified by the group were 21st century learning, collaboration, flexibility, project-based learning, and being student-centered. The group also identified a number of facility concepts such as adaptive, collaborative, flexible, and open as desires for future facilities in the school district. The focus for the planning process is to make our schools 21st century schools, to include critical thinking, collaboration, communication, creativity, and finally, community. The rest of this video will provide examples of high-performance learning environments that we may implement in the future for our students. The Ohio School Design Manual requires that classrooms be a minimum of 900 square foot in size. One way that you can create some extended learning space is by reducing the 900 square foot size of a classroom by 10% or 90 square feet. That space can then be used in combination with spaces from other classrooms for the purpose of creating either an additional classroom or an extended learning area within the building. Pictured is an example of the reduction of the classroom space in order to create a common collaborative space. You'll see in the picture that the areas in between is that collaborative space but is not directly connected to any one of the individual classrooms. In a similar fashion, in the middle school example pictured here, a smaller amount of collaborative space was created in what is virtually an extended or widened corridor area. In this example, not only is square foot area taken from each one of the classrooms to create collaborative space, but in addition, there is no centralized media center in this school building. Instead, the space that's used for a media center is subdivided out throughout the building. This allows a centralized space to be created for collaboration, discovery, and what is termed in this building project as a family room space. In this example, a learning community is created, surrounded by learning studios, which are smaller, standardized classrooms, and a project studio area for science, and in the middle is a flexible studio area for students to use for collaborative spaces throughout the school day. This particular plan includes an entry security door space for this entire section or pod of the building. This is a view looking through the flexible studio space. This view shows the classroom connection to the flexible studio space through double doors and glass windows. A further extension of creating collaborative space can be seen here in this floor plan. In this example, a collaboration area is created for English language arts through the Media Center and also for art. Starting at the top of this plan, which is where the connection to the rest of the building is made through secured doors, there are both boys and girls restrooms so that students do not have to leave this particular wing or pod in order to use the bathroom facilities. Below the bathrooms on the plan is a teacher prep area for the teachers to work as a collaborative space, since there are no assigned classrooms in this particular plan. Beside this area are 2 learning studios and also a small group studio. Between these studio spaces is a storytelling or presentation area along with additional open collaboration areas. Across the bottom of the plan are additional learning studios and also a project studio, which can be used for science and also art classes. This particular school has been designed that a wing or pod encompasses two grade levels. One grade level is on the left-hand side and the other is on the right-hand side. These spaces can be open to each other to allow for cross-grade collaboration. These are a few pictures of this particular building during construction. A similar plan for a middle school is shown here. Once again, a learning community is created in an individual pod which is secured from the rest of the building. Starting in the top left-hand corner of the plan is a learning studio, along with a teacher prep or workroom, and then a small group studio, followed by the boys and girls bathroom facilities. In the middle of the plan is a project studio, an open collaborative space, along with another studio which opens up into that larger collaborative space. Across the bottom of the plan is a double learning studio, which is a flexible space for the equivalent of two classrooms, along with the final learning studio for this particular pod. An example of a similar high school plan can be seen here. This plan includes flexible learning space for 4 separate learning communities, 2 for each level of the floor plan. Since they are highly specialized classrooms, the science rooms are the anchor or central point for each one of the learning communities. Surrounding a smaller collaboration space are 6 learning studios. The 4 learning communities in this particular plan can be separated into grade levels, content areas, or into academies under different areas of study. The final example of a high-performance learning environment is pictured here. Across the top of this plan is a teacher workroom area, along with some smaller resource learning studios and the boys and girls bathrooms. The middle of this plan includes a project-based studio for wet or messy projects, a larger collaborative learning space, and presentation area. Across the bottom are 3 additional learning studios, 2 of which are connected by double doors to create one larger space. The following are some renderings of what this plan will look like in the future. In closing, I'd like to share some pictures of a variety of school settings in which the design of the classroom is much different than what we have today. If you have any questions about any of the examples in this video, please feel free to contact me, Charles Thiel, Superintendent of Urbana City Schools, at charles.thiel@urbanicityschools.org or by phone at 937-653-1402. Thank you.